Welcome to our video on the most deceptive food in your pantry. Do you love this seemingly healthy food, but are unaware of its hidden health risks, especially for your heart? Well, it's okay if you do, and you're probably not alone. Many foods are marketed as heart healthy, but the truth is they are secretly loaded with toxic ingredients. What is this problematic food product? And what are some other foods that appear healthy but are actually anti-nutrition? Let's find out. The most deceptive food in your pantry. This could sabotage your heart health. Before we expose this mystery food, let's take a quick look at some other seemingly healthy foods that may secretly skyrocket your blood sugar and potentially damage your heart health. Starting with whole wheat bread. Don't be fooled. Food corporations label certain grain products as whole wheat when they are not actually made with 100% whole grains. This means that they are not much better than white bread in terms of their nutritional value and fiber content. Some whole wheat breads even contain high levels of artery-damaging sodium and added sugars. These additives can put you at risk for multiple chronic conditions. Stay tuned, we'll tell you more about this blood sugar spiking food addition later in this video. Also watch out for granola bars. They are certainly marketed as healthy breakfast options, but big brand granola bars and other granola products are typically loaded with those detrimental added sugars. Some granola products do skip the simple sugar, but instead they give you artificial sweetening agents like sorbitol and aspartame. These chemicals may help you avoid a blood sugar spike, but they have still been linked to weight gain and increased insulin resistance. Granola bars are often also made with unhealthy saturated fats, which can contribute to obesity, arterial plaque buildup, and diabetes. Now, you may also want to keep this overused product out of your kitchen. Vegetable oils. Some vegetable oils, like walnut and flaxseed oils, have a low smoke point. That means they can become oxidized when heated, and oxidized fats can lead to a range of nasty health issues. We'll tell you more about that later in this video. Plus, many vegetable oils can contain high amounts of omega-6 fatty acids, which may lead to damaging chronic inflammation when overconsumed. We should also note the other controversial cooking oil you may want to avoid: coconut oil. This popular cooking oil is extremely high in saturated fat and medium-chain fatty acids, which are especially difficult for your body to process. Overconsuming this oil may increase your levels of artery-clogging LDL cholesterol. Before we get to the most deceptive food in your pantry, if you find this content helpful, don't be shy. Please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts about supposedly healthy foods and food corporation tricks. So be sure to comment below. Okay, it's time to take a look in your kitchen so we can find the most deceptive food in your pantry. Canned soups. Do you grab soups that are listed as low-calorie, with a long list of vegetables, plus added vitamins and minerals? Well, buyer beware, because beneath this veneer of healthfulness lies a host of potential blood sugar and cardiovascular risks that may undermine the benefits these products claim to offer. So what's really inside your favorite canned soup? First, it is secretly loading you up on sodium. Sodium, or salt, is actually vital for regulating fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contraction. However, excessive sodium intake is a well-known risk factor for hypertension or high blood pressure, and a main contributor to your risk for developing cardiovascular disease. In fact, a study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that high sodium consumption is associated with an increased risk of stroke and heart attacks. The American Heart Association recommends a limit of 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. However, they strongly suggest keeping your salt intake well below that, about 1,500 milligrams for most adults, especially those with hypertension. So how much salt will you find in your canned soup? Many brand-name soups contain over 700 milligrams of sodium per serving, with some varieties exceeding 1,000 milligrams. That means consuming a full serving or going back for seconds may secretly push you over your daily allotment in one sitting. Many varieties of canned soup may also contain oxidized fats. Studies show that consuming soups made with highly oxidized fats, common in some canned soups, can increase oxidative stress. In turn, that may raise your internal inflammation and contribute to the development of atherosclerosis or cholesterol buildup in the arteries. Oxidized fats from canned soups have also been linked to endothelial dysfunction or damage to the linings of arteries. All of these issues can increase the risk of developing heart disease. Meanwhile, before they hit store shelves, most canned soups are loaded with additives. Of course, don't put it past giant food corporations to fill their products with giant helpings of added sugar. Many canned soups are no exception. Even in savory meals, sweetening agents are often added to enhance the flavor and the addictiveness of the product. By now you probably know all about the dangers of overconsuming products with added sugars. Studies show that this can raise your risk for many health issues, including obesity, inflammation, certain forms of cancer, and diabetes. High added sugar intake is also associated with an increased risk of death from heart disease. Some canned soups may even include the most universally recognized bad sugar for your body, high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup can heighten fat accumulation and insulin resistance, thus increasing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Most prepackaged food corporation canned soup products also contain preservatives. These substances may allow for the soup product to sit on store shelves for months at a time without going bad. However, one could argue that these chemicals make these soups bad to begin with. Have you heard of monosodium glutamate? No? Well, you probably know it by its stage name, MSG. This controversial preservative and flavor agent is commonly found in canned soups, and studies suggest that it can potentially trigger unwanted symptoms, including headaches and increased blood pressure. Plus, MSG and other common preservatives found in canned soups, like sodium phosphate and potassium sorbate, are all extremely high in sodium content. Nitrates and nitrites, which are used for preservative purposes in many instant soup products, may become converted into cancer-causing nitrosamines inside the body when consumed in large amounts. Another concern with canned soups is their inclusion of bisphenol A, otherwise known as BPA. You've probably heard of it, but were you aware that consuming canned foods can dramatically increase your intake of this chemical? In fact, studies indicate that individuals who consume one or more servings of canned soup have significantly higher BPA levels in their bodies compared to those who do not consume canned soup. But this chemical is not actually added to the soup itself. It's used in the linings of food cans, as it is meant to protect the can from corroding. From there, however, trace amounts of BPA can leach into the soup itself. Why is that such a problem? Well, here's what food corporations would rather you not know about BPA. It's an endocrine disruptor. That means it can mimic certain hormones, like estrogen, and it can interfere with hormone regulation in the body. Research has also linked BPA exposure to several serious health issues, including cancer. And studies have shown that adults with high levels of BPA in their bodies are at an increased risk of developing heart issues. In fact, a study published in the journal Circulation found that higher levels of BPA in urine can signal an increased risk of developing coronary artery disease. While some soup can manufacturers have moved away from BPA linings, it's not always clear which products are truly free from this chemical. This is yet another reason why canned food items contain hidden risks for consumers. Meanwhile, a recent study published in the journal Food discovered that the dehydration process involved in creating instant soups can increase the accumulation of toxic heavy metals like lead, cadmium, mercury, and other contaminants. And according to the Journal of Indian Academy of Forensic Medicine, the cumulative effect of consuming various food preservatives, including those found in canned soups, can act as slow poisons, potentially increasing the risk of chronic diseases and premature death. But at the end of the day, perhaps the most damaging part of a canned soup may not actually be something it gives you, but something it does not give you: nutrients. Because canned soups often have a low nutrient density. Sure, your favorite canned soup probably claims to include added vitamins and minerals. However, chances are it will still fall short in overall nutrient density, especially compared to fresh whole foods and homemade versions of the same type of soup. While fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains provide a wealth of diabetes-fighting, heart-protecting vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants, the processing and preservation methods used in canned soups can degrade many of those nutrients, dramatically reducing their overall health benefits. So, with their inclusion of large amounts of sodium, added sugars, and preservative chemicals, many nutritionists believe that supposedly healthy canned soups, especially ready-made and instant varieties, will actually give you anti-nutrition. In fact, a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets rich in whole, unprocessed foods are associated with lower risks of cardiovascular disease compared to diets high in processed foods, including canned soups. So clearly, your hearty, healthy canned soup may be fooling you and your body. If you thought that consuming vegetable-based soups were a great option for your blood sugar, weight management, and heart health, you're on the right track. But to get your body where it needs to go, avoid the allure of those quick and easy canned soup detours, because they may end up wrecking your health.